Hello everybody, my name is X Factor, and apparently I've been taken over by the dark side. This is one of the rounds from my live stream the other day, first getting my hands on the new DLC, one of my first rounds of Walker Assault, and that is a very dead hero. And my word of advice is this: know if it's a melee-based hero such as Luke, and of course Darth, stay out of their force choke or force range, and then simply pop explosive shot with a high rate of fire weapon like the RT-97, one of the LMG type blasters, one of the burst fire weapons such as the SEC pistol that I'm using, and just let them have it. You can seriously 100-0 a hero in a couple of seconds, especially if their back is turned, but make sure if it is that melee based hero or villain that they don't go into defensive stance and they reflect your own shot or your teammate shots back into you. So if you see them pull up their lightsaber and they're looking towards you, become elusive, because it might not be your shot that kills you. It could be your teammate's shot. So it's all about your awareness with that situation. And if you see them force push somebody or force choke somebody, think about the countdown in your head, right? That's something that you could take into account as well. And the nice thing about the sands of Jakku, there's all these different little elevation changes that you can kind of block line of sight to protect yourself. And because auto heal happens so fast, you could be out of it even if you don't have the proper trait and back in the fight in a couple seconds. So most of you guys know I'm in love with Bounty Hunter, and there's a reason why. Because you just get pickup after pickup after pickup, and it's just handed to you. So I'm level 3. That means every single kill I get, there's a massive chance I'm going to pop one, but I've got the thermal imploder in my hand. So I tend to hold on to things that I like, such as the dubstep nade, and I tend to get rid of just the normal turret. The infantry turret's great. It can actually watch a flank for you, but the normal turret that you actually have to man, it's got to be the worst pickup in Star Wars Battlefront. That's okay. They all can't be ringers. So this is actually Boba Fett post-patch. And one thing that you might have noticed is the wrist rocket no longer locks. It's not a dumb lock anymore where you just kind of fire it into the general vicinity, then it kind of smart locks onto a player. You've got to lead players now. But Boba can still be an absolute beast. Because remember, you can ADS. On PC, it's middle mouse button, or I believe it's the melee key. So for me, it's F. So you're going to see me pillaring a lot. And because this is Walker Assault, I'm going to be working the flanks, setting up some crossfire lanes. And there you see a good placement there, but they just got domed out by a blacked out stormtrooper there. So it's also about playing into positions of cover when you're using your wrist rocket now. Where do you think a player's going to go when they start taking fire? Obviously, it's kind of like the ultimate lead right now. You can't fire at their feet. More than likely, they're going to move. And of course, my burst weapon here isn't the most accurate at range, but if you land 2 good bursts and you hit all the shots, they're probably going to be dead. And I think if you catch a cheeky little headshot, 1 burst will ruin them as long as the other 2 follow up as well. But mind your cooldown. That's one thing you have to be aware of as Boba Fett, because if you spend all that time in ADS, because it is a pain in the butt to ADS using F for the middle mouse button, listen for footsteps. Listen for Rebel Scum callouts. Make sure you're not getting flanked, because 1 good impact nade, 1 good thermal detonator or dubstep nade is going to wreck you. Not to mention the pulse cannon. It takes out like 15 to 25 life. So be very careful of the positions that you play. And you notice I switched to the guy that was the bigger threat, knowing I could come back to the guy I whittled down to 10 health in a second or two before basically his health popped back up. And that's the key. Don't let that health pop back up. And if you had Survivalist, I believe your health comes back very quick. If you get a kill, you get a bonus health for that. But I'm all about the trait that I used, basically, where you get all these pickups, except for when you're a hero or villain, obviously. They come in handy. They really do. And going back to that turret that you can deploy that I really don't like, the worst thing about that is sometimes it's tough to drop, right? You go to hit your number 4 or whatever button it is on console, and it doesn't pop out because the elevation's weird or you're on this wonky little ledge. So then you pop it out, and then you're killing again, and you're getting these pickups. So here you see, like, the ultimate crossfire setup. working those outside lanes. And it doesn't matter if it's Supremacy or if it's Walker Assault or Turning Point. It really behooves you to have a couple teammates working 1 or 2 outside lanes, because it just murders everybody that just goes mid. Right? Most players, they spawn in at one spot. They see the objective. Some of them are going to go straight for the objective in a straight line. They're not going to clear out the flanks. Well, they're just going to get shot in the back and the sides. But with Star Wars Battlefront, there's massive spawn point shifts, and you have to be on top of that. So in Walker Assault, it bounces around, and they're all timed spawns. This is a timed game mode. It lasts the same if it goes all the way to the end every single time, and those spawns are on timer triggers. So if you can figure that out, that helps you with the AT-AT placements of the orbitals, or if you have an infantry-based orbital, and that really hurt right there. A little honing rocket, looks like it connected there as I kind of spammed the melee by accident. So, you know, it's one of those things that you have to plan for. So if you're spending a lot of time ADS, you got to be careful, because it might shift and then the spawn bomb's going to happen. And remember, they all have God mode. You ever notice if you spawn in and all of a sudden you have 99 health if you just got lit up? That's because you are Superman or your favorite hero in the world for a couple seconds. And then you start to move around. That damage, you know, drop off really falls off, and then you're taking full damage. So if you see a hot spawn, don't throw a dubstep. You're going to waste it. And there, I fell prey to my own words. I got snuck up on. Don't, you know, waste a smart rocket or dubstep. Hold on to it until they get loose. So they've got a couple bombers up, and we're going to try to push back up. Miss with my smart rocket. I had other plans for that, but obviously I panicked. We're going to pop the explosive shot and go in. So here we're kind of in the middle of it, right? Because we have lost this position, and that's when I kind of mix things up, is when we lose middle, I'll go get it, right? If we haven't had that off for a while, and here's that moment again, I'll go get middle, but shit's going to hit the fan. I'm going to try to take as many people with me as possible. And that's the name of the game. Get on the flag, get on the objective, wreck as many people as possible. Hopefully your teammates pick up the rest, and that's that. But unfortunately, the enemy team, the Rebel Scum, did too little, too late. And that right there is a cheeky 70 bomb. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the crazy Walker Assault gameplay on the new map Jakku. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys soon.